can I just go back to the Ted Cruz thing? Because
yes.
I gotta say, maybe this is because I'm like off in Clinton land and easily distractible or something, but I was shocked. Right?
It took everybody by surprise, and there's no question that there is tension, but to say the least, between Donald Trump and Ted Cruz. But there also, Margaret, as you know, is some significant interlocking of the Cruz world and the Trump world. Case in point, Kellyanne Conway. I mean, this is Donald Trump's campaign manager, who previously, before in this role, was running a Ted Cruz super PAC. And so you have, I think, a melding of the conservative minds. This helps him get him a couple of news cycles. But to voters, Margaret, who don't like Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, I got to be honest, I'm not sure Ted Cruz is really going to do much.
But he helps, right?
I don't think I think this is not an endorsement election. I think, I think these candidates are so clearly defined and so polarizing that there is no one figure up there, certainly not Ted Cruz, that one way or another. And any establishment candidate that doesn't endorse him, he uses it to his advantage. And he has an established one that does. So I think it's kind of.
What does Ted Cruz want of this? I mean, it's not like he, is doing this because.
Maybe he thinks he's going to win.
Well, but that's
No, yeah,
it's not like he
that.
thinks that. It's not like based on his previous relationship with Donald Trump, like he thinks that this will mean that Mike Lee gets anything, or this will mean that Ted Cruz gets anything for that matter. And it's highly unlikely that he's changed his mind completely about everything. Is this an insurance policy so that Donald Trump doesn't go after him? Is this so that Ted Cruz can try to hang on to his own, re-election prospects? What is his goal here?
So if Donald Trump wins, I think that this definitely gives Ted Cruz some influence within a Trump administration. If Donald Trump loses, I think what this does is it attempts, and I'm not sure that it's going to work, to be candid with you, but I think it's an effort for Ted Cruz to win over and build a bridge with the millions of supporters who backed Donald Trump in a primary, and quite frankly, they chose Donald Trump over Ted Cruz in that primary, and everybody thought that those type of voters were going to go to Ted Cruz, and they didn't. They went to Trump.
What's Trump's worst nightmare for the debate?
The worst nightmare for the debate is that he has a what's Aleppo moment. That is that he has a viral moment that defines the rest of the 40-some remaining days that happens. The best case scenario is that he is able to reach out to those independent voters who, again, are displeased with the choice between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, and that those voters take away from Monday night that this is a candidate who has continued to grow into his candidacy while Hillary Clinton has been defined by the past.
I actually think his nightmare moment is, I think he has an out even if he doesn't get the geography game. And his answer is, hey, look, I could hire somebody like you, Mrs. Clinton.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is not what I do, but I don't think he has an out if the temperament thing goes off the hook. I think that's his nightmare. And he's a smart guy. He's not going to do it. I mean, if he does it, then my initial theory is he never wants to be president. He didn't want this in the first place, because all you have to do is not spit pea soup at her and you'll look presidential.
Donnie, the point that I can just tell you right away is yesterday we were in my hometown of Philadelphia, and Donald Trump went to Geno's Steaks, and the reporters...
I'm a Jim's guy, by the way.
I'm actually a Tony Luke's guy.
Okay.
But the reporters, we were asking him questions, and he seemed poised that he was going to answer some questions from us. And one of the reporters shouted out a question about birtherism, and instead of engaging with us, as the old Donald Trump would have done, he walked right to the cashier to get a cheesesteak. So maybe some cheesesteak politics.
How much do we know about how the goading, the Clinton stand-in goading in the prep sessions, right?
They've
because
said
that's her whole game.
There's been some reports about who's standing in for Hillary Clinton, but none of the sources that I'm speaking with have said that there is going to be a stand-in. I would just make another point. He wants to avoid the what's Aleppo moment, but he also wants to try to have the moment that he had against Ted Cruz back in one of the earlier debates in March, when he essentially responded to Ted Cruz's attacks on New York values. And that moment, I think, won him bipartisan support. And if he's able to confront Clinton in a way that shows that he has that more measured demeanor, I think that could be a good...
But it really was a different audience.
Oh, completely. And when you're going to get... I have a theory. I want you both to respond to it. I actually think it's going to be kind of a non-event. I think they're both smart. They're going to stay in their lanes.
Oh, I want my money back.
I think people are going to be... I don't want to turn viewers away. I actually think we might be a little underwhelmed. To both of their credits, that it's going to be, okay, we knew this, nothing new is going to happen here. I don't know if too much is going to move. I know
Donnie,
I'm in the minority.
We're political.
Me too.
I can't wait.
I'm not even watching football that night. I mean, that's how important this is.
Well, we should talk about that, shouldn't we, before we leave? I mean, what do you think? People are
100
going to
million.
watch this game?
Oh no, 100 million. The last thing that did 100 million was the MASH in '83. This will do